I am grateful for this day and the opportunity that it brings to us to come together. And you look at this audience here, we've got our judiciary, our Chief Justice that's here, and other members of the court. We have agency directors, my cabinet that is here. Would all the legislators that are here stand up, please? If you're in the Arkansas General Assembly, Deshaun, all those things that you mentioned that we've done, they did it. Listen, it's only a twinkle in my eye that we can accomplish anything until they pass the law. So they do a great job. We've got a session coming up. Continue your prayer for them. We have the federal delegation here. Senator Bozeman, thank you for your prayer today. Congressman Hill, great leader and friend in Washington. And so we have every branch of government that is represented here today coming together to commemorate the memory, the legacy, and the contributions of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. That says something. And we come together because we have national heroes. We celebrate on President's Day our first president, George Washington. We celebrate and we remember the legacy of Abraham Lincoln, who gave his life for our country, held us together during a difficult time. National heroes of great importance to us. We all have other individual heroes that we look at in history, but it is important and it is significant and necessary that we remember the unique legacy and contribution of Dr. Martin Luther King. It is significant to us, and it remains significant to us through history and into the future. And Ed Bethune's already been recognized, former congressman, but I remember when he was in Congress, and it was not the most popular thing whenever he supported the national holiday for Dr. King. So Ed Bethune, thank you for your leadership in making this happen. I want to reflect on Dr. King just for a moment. We all have our memories and things that we enjoy of his legacy and that's important to us individually. But I think about his humility that characterized Dr. King. A state representative who happens to be a relative of mine, actually, and it's not Jeremy, it's Kim. But he was telling me, I knew y'all would jump on that. He was telling me that a news reporter that currently lives in Arkansas once had the opportunity to interview Dr. King. And so they said, well, you've got to go to Atlanta to see him. He goes to Atlanta to his church. And he goes in the front door and says, I want to talk to Dr. King. I want to interview him. And they said, well, you'll find him downstairs. And so he goes downstairs to find Dr. King in the church, and what is he doing? He is cleaning the church. He is cleaning the church. And to recognize that no matter your national stature, no matter your role in history, he was a servant above all else. He served people. The second characteristic I wanted to mention today was inspiration. He was an inspirational leader. He was an inspirational leader from his letters from Birmingham City Jail that I think we're going to have some readings from a little bit later. To his memorable speech, I Have a Dream. He inspired a current nation. He changed the life in America. And I was a young junior high school student during the time that Dr. King was changing America. I didn't understand it all, but I looked in my parents' eyes, and I could see in my parents' eyes admiration, respect, and really a lack of understanding of what was going through, but they knew it was changing America for the better. And so he impacted us and he inspired a nation. He also had a long view of history. I think he understood where he was in history. He understood that moment that was unique and the sacrifices that were necessary to change history and to change America. He knew the struggle, he understood the sacrifice and the importance of the fight. He knew that he would be judged for his conduct, for his contributions. He knew that he would be judged by history. But more importantly, he knew that he would be judged by eternity, and he determined to do the right thing. He took that long view of history, and that long view of history gave him the historical role that we celebrate today. He also is reflected by his service to humanity, to his country and to his church. He was a true servant. He had a pastor's heart. And I think about those in this room, those who are willing to serve, those who are willing to make a difference, those who are willing to go from here and make a difference, whether you are in a public role or in a private role, to change our community, to change our state for the better, and to help the next generation. And so as I sat in my living room as a young boy, I saw him march. I saw him march with John Lewis, who I later had the opportunity to serve with the United States Congress. American heroes that made a difference. And today, we should remember his legacy. We should remember his challenges to us, and we should remember that this is a day of service. And today in Arkansas, we have a few challenges. I just recently gave my State of the State address to the Arkansas General Assembly. And as I did that, I talked about the state of Arkansas is exceptional. Because I'm an optimist, because I believe we've made great progress, I think we have a sense of unity and that we need to go forward together. And so the state of Arkansas is exceptional. But I also recognize that there are some people who are struggling, some people who have a danger of being left behind that we should not forget. And it's for that reason that we have some things that we can do. I've pushed for the Arkansas Future Grants. It's a grant program that will tell every student coming out of high school that the state will stand with you and you can get through a 2-year college or a technical program without having to go into debt. That we will make sure that can happen for you. We've got to remember those who are seeking a second chance in life. Those that have paid the price, that made a mistake, that came out of prison, and they're seeking another opportunity to contribute and to get a job. Our employers need to open up their doors so that those who are seeking a second chance can have a second chance. And many of our employers are doing that, and we need to applaud them. We need to remember those who are in foster care, our children, the next generation. Those that through no fault of their own have come into our care. We need to care for them, we need to provide for them, and we need to give them the opportunity for a first chance in life. And I wanted to recognize those that work for the Department of Human Services that are here in this room today. If you work for the Department of Human Services, would you stand up, please? Cindy? Thank you. They care for our children. They care for the most vulnerable. They're doing a great job. And we need to make sure that our budget provides the $24 million in extra funding for foster care in this state. And so there's much to be done, but today is a day of remembrance, of remembering a legacy of a great American, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He has given me my own personal challenges each day as I reflect, and particularly today as I look on his life of inspiration, his view of history, his service to humanity, his humility, and how he has inspired the next generation. God bless each of you as we serve our state and nation.